Hi, welcome back to the Shiko Math Practice Lab, Algebra 2 lecture series. And today, this video, we're going to cover lesson 1.6. There are two topics we're going to cover in this video. First one is solving an equation. Then the second part is, if I give you an equation or formulas, and then I want to solve it for specific variables here. So for example, like Einstein's famous formula, E equal to the mc squared. And then we can say, hey, now I want to solve for C or I want to solve for M, how to do that. So this lesson is, it's the lesson like a lot of the SAT problems happen, in this lessons here, specifically the second topic, for give you an equation or formula that try to solve another specific variable is a high, has a high occurrences, in the SAT. So you need to pay the special attention to that because it's a very important topics and it happens in the several different college entry exams here. All right. Okay. So now let's take a look. What is our, what is our worksheets will looks like. So let me go ahead to go to the worksheets here. So here is the worksheets here. Let me see here. Okay, so here is the worksheets. Okay, so for these worksheets, as always, I'm going to work the 7 problems in this video, and it's written on the blue, and then on the right hand side is the exercise. So afterward, please practice it. Specifically, the second set, solve each equation for the formula for a specific variable. Like I mentioned, it's a very, very important topic, and a lot of college entry exams, cover this topic. So make sure you are good at it. All right. Okay. So now I'm going to the whiteboard and let's start. Okay. All right. So when we try to solve the equations here, the whole goal is to try to, you want to kind of change the equation to something like here, like one side, like for example, this side is all have your variables, right? So it's all x's here. Then the other side, then this is all the what? All the constant. Or all the numbers here. That's how do we try to solve it. Okay, so let's take a look here, right? So these 4 problems here is, some of them is pretty easy. Okay, so the first thing here, 9 plus 4x, right? So I want to solve for x. So remember the goal is we want one side is only have x left and the other side have constants. So in here, the first thing we see this 9, right? So I want to get rid of this 9. So what I can do is here, I will say minus 9 and then minus 9, both sides, right? So I can minus 9, both sides. Okay, then let's see what happened. 9 minus 9 is what? So this one disappear. So my left-hand side only have what? 4x. So here, negative 59 minus 9 is what? Be careful, right? So negative, still is negative. So what is here is 68. Now, I see here, I have the 4 in front of it left, and I want to solve for x. So what I need to do here? I need to do what? I need to divide by 4 both sides, right? So when you divide by 4, so this one's cancel, and so you will have x is equal to, so like, oh, here, be careful here. Don't forget your negatives, right? So it's negative 48 divided by 4. So what is the answer? Is negative 17 here. All right. Okay. Now let's take a look at part B. So the 6 minus 5 equal to the -3, 2x plus 1 here. Remember, parentheses take the priority, right? So in order to put all the x in one side, all the constant in other, the first things here, what I need to do is here, I need to break out this parenthesis. So how do I break it out? Remember what we called here? I need to use the distributive properties here, right? So I need to use the distributive property so I can break it out. Okay, so let's take a look here. This one, nothing changed on the left-hand side. So it's 6x minus 5. Be very careful when you use the distributive property. We mentioned before, this number carry two, both number. So -3 to 2x, what is here is negative, what is 6x. Then the -3 to 1, so what here is -3 here. All right, so here, this is the place a lot of students make mistakes here, right? So be careful. If they have negative signs, it has to carry out the both number inside the parentheses here. All right, so now I'm going to move all the x to one side and leave all the constants. So here, the first things I see here, this I have -6x. So I want to move out to the left-hand side. So what I can do here, I will say that plus 6x, right? Clear, right? Okay, so in here, after I plus 6x, what happened here? I have a 12x minus 5. And then in here, the 6x, the -6x will cancel out. And this one here is equal to, don't forget, is negative what? It's -3, right? And now I need to move the 5 on the right-hand side. So what I need to do here, I plus 5, correct? All right, so I plus 5, and then what I have here, so I have a 12x, and here, the -5, +5 cancel. Okay, so now here, -3, and the +5 is what? Is 2, right? Okay, so now, in order to get an x, what I need to do, divide by 12, right? Okay, so now 12 cancel. So what I have here, so I have x equal to 2/12. And sometimes your teacher will want you to simplify, will be 1/6, right? So why is 1/6? Because this is 2. 12 is 2 times what? 2 times 6 here, right? So now in here, you have a 2 and the 2 cancel, so it's 1/6 here. Okay, so those are pretty straightforward. Okay, so the next one's here. This type of problems, like sometimes happen in the SAT, and so for this type of problems, okay, the whole purpose here to make the problem easier, we know that every time when we're dealing with fractions, frequently we're going to make a mistake. So if you see an equation with a fraction, the best way to do it is try to get rid of the fraction first. We are way better to dealing with the whole numbers, right? So let's take a look at how do I get it, right? So you take a look at here, the denominator, this is 6, 3, and 12, right? So for the 6, 3, and 12, I want to find the least common multiplier, right? So I want to find the least common multiplier. Okay, so what is the least common multipliers here? Will be 12, right? Because the 6 is times 2 is 12, 3 times 4 is 12, 12 times 1 is 12. So I know the least common multiplier is what? It's 12. So what I need to do here, so I say, okay, I'm going to times 12 for the whole equations here. Okay, or if you want, maybe this will be better. Okay, so you can say here, I'm times 12 on the left-hand side. I'm also times 12 on the what? On the right-hand side, see here, right? Okay, so now let's take a look, see here. Let's be very careful. That means I'm going to use the distributive properties here. Okay, so 12 times 5 over 6. Okay, 12 times 5 over 6, right? 12 is equal to 6 times 2, the 5 over 6. So what happens here? 6 and 6 cancel, so you have 10, right? So the first number is 10x. Remember, you need to do every term inside a parenthesis. So the 12 times 4/3, let's see what happened. 12 is 3 by 4, right? Times 3 by 4, so 4/3. 3 and 3 cancel, correct? So what I have here, I have a 16th here. So far, so good? Okay, so now on my right-hand side, 12 times 11 over 12. So what happened here? 12 and the 12 cancels here. So what I have 11, right? Now I want to solve for the x, so I need to move everything to the constants to the right. So what I do here, minus 16. Okay, so when I minus 16, what I have here is a 10x, right? So here, positive and negative cancel. So what is in here? I have here positive 11, the negative 16 is what? Negative what? Negative 5. Okay, so I'm going to move over here, so I have this little spaces here. So I said this is negative 10x equal to negative 5. So now I need to solve for x. So what I need to do, divide by 10. All right, so when you divide by 10, 10 cancel. So what here, this is x equal to negative 5 over 10, and this is equal to negative 1/2, right? Why is this equal to negative 1/2? Because negative 5 is negative 5 times 1. 10 is 2 times 5, right? So then you can cancel 5 and 5 cancel, so you got a negative 1/2. Okay, it's good. Okay, so the same things here. Okay, next problem D, we have this is my denominator, this is my denominator, this is my denominator. So I need to find the least common multiplier. So this common multiplier for this one is what? Is 8, right? So that means I'm going to times 8 on both sides. Okay, so let's try it one more time. So this is 8 to 3/4 minus 1/2 of x. So the same thing, you times 8 on the right-hand side, right? So like this. Okay, now let's do what property again? Distributive properties, right? When we talk about the real number property, that's why we said the distributive property is the one we're going to use a lot. Okay, so let's try again. A and 3/4. All right, so A times 3/4. So A is 2 times 4, right? And then times 3/4. So 4 and 4 cancel. So what is here is 6. And A times 1/2. A times 1/2. So A is 4 times 2 times 1/2, right? So 2 cancel is 4. Don't forget that this negative sign, right? So it's a minus 4x. Okay, and then my right-hand side is what here? 8 and 8 cancel. So what is my right-hand side? Will be 5, right? Good. Now I need to move all the constant to one side. So what I do here, I minus 6 and minus 6. Okay, so minus 6, positive, negative. Okay, so this one will give you negative 4x. Be careful about the negative. 5 minus 6 is what? Negative 1. That's right. Okay. Now, in order to get x, what I need to do, divided by negative 4, divided by negative 4. So here is good. Negative 4 cancel. So what is my final answer? My final answer is x equal to negative 1 over negative 4, negative, positives, right? So x equal to 1/4. Okay, so the purpose for these 4 problems here, be careful about these 2, part C and the part D is here. you know, if possible, when you see your equation with a fraction, it will be a lot easier to do the calculations if you change all the fractions, right, to the whole numbers, right, by finding the least common multiplier. So that's why, you know, I put these two numbers here just to make sure you know the techniques, okay? Okay, let's take a look at the next set here. Okay, those are the problems, like I mentioned in the introduction, those are the problems happen so frequently in some of the college entry exams, for example, SAT, ACTs here, all right? So they give you equations, then they want to solve for certain variables here, right? So for example, like here, they give you equation C is equal to 2D plus 1. They want to solve for D, right? So they want to solve for D here. That means the strategies here is we need to isolate the D to one side, then all the other things to the other side, right? Okay, so let's see here. So this is the D we want to solve, right? So I want to isolate the D to one side. So what do I need to do first? I need to get rid of these fractions, right? So this fraction, I don't like a fraction. So let's say do a 3 times C on the left-hand side. Also, I do a 3 times on the left-hand side, right? So this is a 3. Okay, so my left-hand side will become 3C, correct? Okay, then my right-hand side, 3 and 3 cancel. All right, so I have a 2D plus 1. And I want to solve for D. See here, like a highlight here, I want to get the D. So I need to get rid of, move the everything not D to the other side. So the ones here, I say minus 1, correct? So when I do the minus 1, so this will be 3C minus 1. And this minus positive 1 minus 1 will be disappear, so it's a 2D. But still, I want to find the D's here. So what I need to do here? I need to divide by 2 and divide by 2. See here. When you divide by 2, this one is a cancel. So now I have my answer. So my D is equal to 3C minus 1 over 2. Okay, like I said, these three problems are very, very important, right? So make sure you know how to do it. Okay, so now let's take a look at part B here. The formula they give us is H equal to the VT minus GT squared. So which variable they want to solve for? They want to solve for V's, right? So let's highlight V. Where is V? So here is V's, right? That means I want to put everything is not a V to a different side. So what I need to do here, so I have this minus GT, so I need to plus GT squared. So for this side, I need to plus GT squared. So far so good, right? So that's what we say here. Okay. Okay, now, okay, so now this one's here, GT and the GT square, negative GT square cancel. So your right-hand side, you only have VT. So what happened to your left-hand side? You have H plus GT squares, right? And I'm still trying to find the V. So in here, I have a T in front. So what I need to do? I need to do what? I need to divide by T's, right? So the same thing here is divided by T. So after you divide by T, so boom, boom, these two cancels, right? So now I get my answer. What is my answer? So my V is equal to what? H plus GT square over T here, right? So that will be my answer. Okay, so now next one's here. We're going to take, this one's pretty easy also. It's E equal to the MC square. I want to find what number I'm looking for. Let's highlight it. I want to find the M's, right? So here is the M, see here. So in order to find the M, I have C square. So what I need to do here, I need to divide by C square, both sides, right? So when you divide by c squared, this one cancel. Okay, this one is quite simple. So m is equal to what? This is e of the c squared, right? So I can rewrite like m is equal to e c squared. Okay, so I did these 3 problems in the worksheets. Then I have plenty problems for you to practice, right? Remember I mentioned this topic is very, very important topic, and frequently it happens, you know, in the exams, especially the college entry exams here. So you know, make sure you are good at it, okay? And make sure you do the problem on the exercises. So, you know, when you come to take the ACT exams or ACT exam, you know how to do it. Of course, you know, in the class, a lot of the teachers like to give this type of the problems as well. Okay, that's it for this video. And I hope you get the idea how to solve the equations. And we are progressing very well. So the next video, we're going to talk about how to solve absolute values. That will be another very, very important topic here. Okay, so it's so looking forward to talk to you in my next video, and you have a good day, and nice, you know, hope you like the video and find it's helpful. Okay, so if you like it, don't forget to subscribe it, and so you will get notified every time when a new video is, you know, is posted. Okay, so I talk to you and in the next video, and have a good day, and try to practice more. Those type of problems are super important. Okay, bye.